what was the genesis of this? What did you guys, what made you guys want to do this sort of story in this world?
Well, initially it was Ryan sort of giving a parting gift to Dana Walden before he left for Netflix in some ways. I mean, he wanted to create a show for the network that would be successful. So it was created with actually that sort of scientific idea in mind. Here are the elements that would play well on a network show, and here's the spin that we would bring to it, because we're not just going to do, something that's completely generic. And for me, what I love about the show, besides the fun of the insane cases, is I love the characters, and I love the character interaction. I love telling stories about unambiguous heroes, right? I mean, I've written things for cable or whatever, but this isn't Breaking Bad. This isn't some anti-hero. These are heroes who run into danger. And there's something about writing a show like that that's actually quite uplifting.
Yeah. Well, I think I was saying this maybe to you or to Ryan, that it's oddly comforting watching 911. Like I remember watching Rescue 911, that reality show back in the day, and that freaked me out. But like this, oddly, there's something very soothing about it, because I think you realize there are people that will come and help you, hopefully if you're ever put through something. But,
yeah, and I think like a lot of successful shows, what you have is this is really a workplace drama in a lot of ways. And in those kinds of shows, what you have are families who are formed by choice. And so all these characters on the show are family to each other. Yeah. And I think people like that.
For Angela and Peter, what made you guys want to sign on to this? Because I think you were two of the first to sign on. What was it about this program?
Well, I had worked with Tim and Ryan and Brad for 4 years on American Horror Story. And they gave me, And I had some of the most, incredible, interesting characters to play. Phenomenal, always intriguing, surprising. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna do that. But I've signed the contract, I guess I am gonna do that. And more was better. So it was, before I read the first script, I had, signed on to do it. So it was really about the relationship and, what history had served, had told.
Peter, what about you? What was this?
I met with Ryan. He described the show to me. I knew Angela was aboard, which is incredibly appealing. He described the character to me, and I've been pleasantly surprised to see the show evolve. And speaking to what you were talking about, describing the show, sometimes it's a horror story, sometimes it's dramatic, sometimes it's romance, it's comedy. And I like that it's creatively open. There are some episodes, Hen Begins episode, and there's a chimney episode coming up. There's no particular mold that it fits into, which I really like. And speaking about things that you're unprepared for, just last week I had to hand Angela an animal of a kind that was interesting.
It was live. It was live. It was not
very
from the
live.
props department.
Yeah. And you don't know what you're going to encounter next on this show. So that keeps it exciting.
Yeah. I was thinking about this, and I don't know if you've thought about this, but 6 Feet Under, so much of that show was about mortality and death and dealing with that. And this show is sort of, it's about the people that hopefully save people before they pass away or go through something traumatic. Did you ever think about them as sort of complementary of each other, or?
I didn't.
Okay. All right,
in terms of...
I overthink things sometimes.
No.
No, I just thought it was interesting to me.
But you're correct.
Okay, all right, well, thank you. What did you guys, so before you guys started, what kind of training did you go for like firefighter boot camp? Like, tell me the training for this, or cop kind of boot camp?
I went to the firing range, because you've seen so many, movies where, the guns all like this.
Yeah.
And I hear that is absolutely not right. There's no accuracy with it sideways. So So I've done that, and I sat and met with one of the lieutenants, one of our finest, LA's finest, and she told me about when she went through the academy, and she was only, 24 years ago, one of two, and one sister who went through the academy. Of course, I had to ask her, have you ever fired your gun ever. And she never has in 24 years. And then later I was able to meet her down in South Central, you know, at one of the concerts. It was a lot of smoke in the air. Two of my kids, they were like, Mom! I was like, chill, be cool. And she's a lieutenant, but so to see, you know, all her colleagues and comrades just like pay her that respect. And it was wonderful.